I'm in Liverpool today. It took me around 3 hours to get here. However, I don't regret. I'm about to meet Monica, a fantastic lady who decided to take part in this project. It's a lovely winter day. I have taken a couple of pictures on the way to our meeting point. For the rest of the day, I shot interesting footage of Liverpool and of Monica's working place. These are going to animate our interview. Watch the new episode of Foreign in the UK. Very warm welcome, Monica. I have met you last year at the film conference, and I remember you as a always smiling, willing to help, open lady, and also as someone who has had really interesting life. So I'm really pleased you decided to take part in this project. So you're from Spain, from Madrid, yeah. So what made you come to the UK, and when was it?
Basically, it's to learn English and to get to know other cultures. So that was the main reason. Well, I did several trips. My first time ever to come to Liverpool. It was Liverpool, where I'm living now. It was back in 1993. Stayed for 3 months, work as a nanny, and then came back. Then I traveled, live in Romania, and then I came back in 1998 too. And I set myself like in 1998.
Why do you think Liverpool is better than London?
That's a good question. I to be honest, I've never lived in London. I've been loads of times. I come from a big city myself. I come from Madrid, so I've got the feeling it's the same thing. But I found it quite like London. I found it really expensive, and I think for me, Liverpool, I get used to it. It's an easy city to live in. Things are closer. I think it's very friendly as well. So it's very similar character to Spanish people, like Scousers.
How were the very first days here? Just do you remember them?
Like... Yeah, it was hard because like I used to live with, like I was living with my mom and dad, and Spain has like this strong family values. Things are changing, but it's still like these strong family values, being a Catholic country. So I was really close to my mom and dad, and be there on my own. Like suddenly I couldn't speak any word of English. I felt really lonely, and it was really hard. It was not easy. Means like the weather and the food, like especially my family, my friends. It was like a different, but I missed them a lot, and yeah, it was difficult. But I kind of in my head, I thought that was the right decision for me, because that's what I choose to do. Like to be a bit more brave and. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it was really hard. It was really hard. Didn't know anyone either, and yeah, and like it's very limited the words that I can say to people. I couldn't understand half of the stuff. The sentences you learned, then you come to the country and then you realize no one uses this type of vocabulary, and like kind of past from the past, and no one speaks like how do you do? No one says that, things like that. So yeah. At the time, the only way to, as a woman, the only way to come to another country, especially the UK, which a lot of people want to go in Spain because that was the easy way, and the country who, you learn the language. It was to come as a nanny, and so luckily for me, I had, like, it was where I was nanny. I had a lot of connections with other nannies. If I remember, we have like a meeting point at certain day, and we will all meet and we will like talk about our experiences. And some experiences were really worrying.
What are the biggest differences between Spain culture and the British one?
Miss from my country, the weather and the food, and sometimes the people, the friendliness. I mean, saying that, like Liverpool, Scouser people are really friendly and really not. But I do mix, which I had problems in the past with. It's like I'm very touchy person, so I tend to touch a lot. In terms like, patting the back or like touching the shoulder, things like that. We do that a lot in Spain because we are like really close, like a really, that way inclined. And I have to learn the hard way sometimes that you need to respect people's space. Yeah, like people are more like individualistic and more they keep themselves to themselves, where in Spain we are more like outspoken and more direct. I think when you travel, you learn that you have to respect these differences.
You have studied the Liverpool John Moores University.
Mm.
Something really I admire, because I can imagine it wasn't easy to study in a foreign language. You know, how was it, and when have you studied it?
Hard. It was hard. After a few years, because like it's this like in Spain it's this normal. It's this how you say it? I can't remember now. Presumption that it's only 1 year. You need only 1 year to study English to be able to speak as a native. It's totally untrue. It's wrong. I think it's practically like impossible to speak like native anyway, because it's their mother tongue, and they got expressions and they come from the background and the culture, not just particularly in the language. And it took me like 3 or 4 years at least to get. And then I didn't go to college or anything, because I couldn't afford my salary, and I doing after nanny different cleaning jobs and stuff, because I couldn't go for other jobs, other better jobs, because of my English. And then after like 3 or 4 years, then I realized that I think I was ready, and instead to go to, I did the opposite as everyone would do. Instead to go to college and then kind of like shape my grammar, and I just went through the wrong way, and I suppose the hard way, which is so this course at university was a master, so I applied for it, and I got it. Well, I did. I have to do like as well a test in English, so I got that. But it was hard. The masters I have to do it as well in 2 years, because I was working and I couldn't afford to do it in 1 year. I have to work part-time and do the masters.
Oh.
Yeah. I couldn't. It was too expensive. I'm talking about three. My master's was done 2001, between 2000 to 2001, and 2000. If I remember 2002. Yeah, I finished 2001, and I couldn't afford it. It was 3 grand.
So you were studying 6 years, and for wartime, you had a part-time job as well.
Yeah, I was cleaning. Yeah.
What have you studied?
European Studies, MA on European Studies. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well, you're really active in the local cinemas and many projects for film lovers. So you have founded Big Adventure Cinema, and you're a director in this company. You have been coordinating Scalarama, an annual festival of DIY cinema and film clubs.
Yeah.
You have also co-founded Liverpool Small Cinema and founded Think Cinema. So that's a huge number of projects you're interested in. It looks like you're active 24/7, really.
I'm a power woman. No, I used to work in an office, and because I need to pay my bills and stuff. So cinema was only like this passion that I have. I always wanted to do it, but I could never have the time to do it. And then I decided, when I finished all my university, I decided to form a small film club. To watch films, and I didn't have any idea of how cinema works. I was doing that for I think it was 6. So I mean, like sometimes the dates, I don't think about the dates, but it could be 6-7 years when I was doing my cinema club. And then someone who was doing a project, who was opening a cinema in Liverpool, a community cinema, asked me to join, then as a programmer. So that's what I really learned how cinemas work. And when I was working a small cinema, because it's a volunteer-led cinema, so basically you have to do everything. You have to do from setting screenings, programming, help volunteer yourself. So everything. I was doing this when I was working, during my work time, and I spent a lot. I love it. And then it's when I joined Scalarama, because the person who was running Scalarama explained to me the project. I really found it very interesting, and I kind of joined in, and then I've been coordinating until now. And what I did, again, something crazy, I just decided to work as a full-time on this, basically as a freelance. So I'm working as a freelance now for cinema 24, well, not 24/7, almost.
Have you been always cinema lover or film lover?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Speaking of films, which are the one close to your heart?
Oh,
Any or film genre?
well, lately I've learned through programming, like the gender issues, and when I start programming more like in a more professional way, I realized that I wasn't programming a lot of female filmmakers, and I just thought, no, this has got to end because, like, I only know films from men, but not from women perspective. And to level things up, there needs to be a conversation. So I start to learn about like films made by women, and I think probably I'll say films like, I don't know, The Watermelon Woman, Wanda, Daisies. This is like my probably three favorite films at the moment. A lot of people, I hear a lot of people saying, oh, it's not about like women or men, it's about films. But the thing is like that yeah, that's very well to say, but the thing is like, you look at the best 10 filmmakers and they are only men, always men. I think it's because women never have that chance. So level up.
So what are you aiming in your work for? Is anything you would love to change in society?
I think to work collectively is the answer. Cinema, especially community cinemas, there should be a strong link between them, and say that we all have to. If I don't have a venue, I can tomorrow speak to this and this person, and it's gonna be a level of communication where there is venues available or there is resources available, so things like that, and make cinema more inclusive. Because I don't see like a lot of films are subtitled, for example, or audio described for people who's got, I don't know, vision impaired or they can't hear. And this should be also in cinemas like a natural thing.
What do you think is the biggest value in human life?
The biggest value,
In human life, yeah.
solidarity.
Are you happy in the UK, or would you like to return back to Spain one day?
Yeah, I wanna return when I'm older. I don't wanna be here. When I done my bit, I think I wanna just have a lovely life over there if my country still exists, because God knows what will happen in 10, 20 years.
What do you think of Brexit?
Oh,
It's like Brexit should happen in a month time, so it's not much time. What do you
That's
think
not
of it?
really.
It's like,
well, I don't know what she wants to do because it's been a lot of shaking there with the in, in British politics. I think, well, I think they should reach a deal now that people have decided to leave. Well, it should be a deal put in place. I mean, we're still in the limbo. I just think like people vote without enough information and a lot of lies, and this is the problem. People didn't get, and I think to ask people questions such as big as this one without enough information is wrong. So you see, like, you got to have the both sides and be right about it. I got a lot of stick from a lot of people saying like Brexiteers, saying like European Union nationals, we milking this. And honestly, I just laugh, and I used to get angry, and now I'm just laugh because I think I never I pay every in my way here big time. I contribute with my taxes every year for 23 years, so I don't think I milk anyone, far from it. It's a shame, but at the end of the day, what can you do? People decide this, you got to give them that. They knew what was going to happen. So what have you done in 2 years?
yeah, you're right.
It's crazy, what have you done? And now, like, quickly, all this, I just wonder sometimes, all these conspiracy theories, is actually, that was the way that it was going to be. Is this been planned all along? I don't know. It's crazy, really
Yeah,
crazy,
yeah.
crazy.
Do you have any wishes for the future?
I want to be optimist, because if you look at the way things are going, sometimes it's like, wow, you just like, really. But no, I think if like I said, I was just talking about cinema, but in general, if we be more I don't know if we get to understand better things and don't jump at the first conclusion, and yeah, and be more, I don't know, be more aware of the other, be more respectful, you know. I've got a book, which has got all the funny words in English, like shenanigans or squibble, you know, this, because I just think English is such a great language.